This clip was supposed to be a bit of an update on where we are with Milo 2 after our last round of modifications, and that didn't quite work out the way as planned. Truck's performing brilliantly and still going despite the fact that I rolled it yesterday. And what have we got here? Well, canopy, no problems at all. Tray, we'll have to look at the mounts because I know it spat a couple of spaces. That had a lot to do with the angle it was on. This isn't even body damage. It's probably just an excuse to play. And we were going to cut these out and trim them anyway, so that's a good reason to do that. Wanderer awning, no issues. Amazing. I mean, it landed on that. And that's because it's on the front runner rack, which has bent its brackets just a little bit, but integral engineering, no problems at all. Very solid. It had a 45 litre full water tank on the roof, which, you know, that's 45 kilos plus. Wrenched it that way, didn't make any difference. In fact, to some degree, the rack and the awning probably saved some of the damage. The higher battery brackets that we worked on, well, they did their job. There's nothing wrong with the batteries, apart from the fact that they're a bit down on power from all that winching without the engine running yesterday. Up here, well, you know, typical 40 series. You wouldn't even call that damage. It just needs a kick from the inside. What was really surprising was that I thought this door, because it copped such a hard impact up here, I thought the door had locked tight. And, you know, so we drove home yesterday with one door roped up and the other door locked tight. And then this morning, Richard came over. I said, mate, can we do something to open that door? And he had his big hammer and he just reached in and unlocked the door and it opened. So door saved, door saved. Roof was flapping yesterday just a little bit, but look at this. This is what took all the impact, the front runner roof rack, because it protruded out here a little bit, you know, and you can see it's still in one piece. We can fix all this. This isn't an issue at all, but it just kind of shows how strong the thing is because it took a major whack. The Maxtrax were here. The Maxtrax brackets are bent. Because they all stuck out, it basically helped protect the truck. All the glass is intact here. The glass isn't intact up the front here. Oh, look, snorkel, fine. Panel under here, yeah, that's just a hammer job. Mud guards, I didn't like them anyway. Going to chop in and change them, so that's all good. Oh, it's a pity. It was pristine, but, you know, we can bring all this back to life in a shika can of green. If you're watching this, Hilton, don't worry, mate, I'm not going to bring it up to you and ask you to straighten the panels. Woohoo! We'll do that at home. The lights are still working yesterday, so no dramas at all there. The recovery box on the roof idea worked. We did find, I mean, it's very easy to reach when the truck's on its side, but we did find that the clips that hold the straps on need to be one size bigger to unleash a whole lot easier. That's all right. Indicator, yeah, well, you know, I planned on replacing it. Engine, gearbox. This Terrain Tamer engine is so oil tight that the truck sat on its side for at least an hour, possibly longer. And if you've been around for a while, you might remember I've done this before. The yellow truck on its side, oil leaked up past the rings in the bores, which is normal. Anytime you turn a vehicle on its lid, I mean, I'm saying this as if it's normal that I turn vehicles on their lid. It's starting to look like that a bit, isn't it? But it hydraulicked because it had too much oil got past the rings, or just enough oil, and so it wouldn't turn over on the starter. And we had to pull the glow plugs and a big eruption and everything else. Yesterday I thought for sure that's going to have happened this time because it was a lot longer. It was on that severe angle for a really long time. No issues at all. I hit the button. Rich reckons there wasn't even any oil smoke. Just a little puff of diesel as normal, and boom, and it just sprung back into life. Oil level perfect, and the Penrite is clean this morning. Radiator, it's down a little bit on liquid, but I don't think it's a leak or anything else. You know, it's probably just the normal process of just running around yesterday. Up front, X-Rocks bar took a massive whack into the bank. Didn't do any damage at all. Oh, we lost the plastic cap, but Rich picked it up later, so that's pretty cool. Bonnet still opens and shuts. Major 40 series thing that. Everything else, the XTMs, no issues at all. The winch rope suffered severely. It's going to need replacing. But, you know, given the angles we're working on. So today, we're going to concentrate on just straightening it out a bit. We did a bit of a number on the mudguard yesterday just to give it clearance. Probably pull the wheel off, jack that back into shape, beat it up a bit. That's about it. Roof rack, mudguard, the windscreen. And do you know what? The windscreen cracked because Karen was on this side and I was swinging off the steering wheel and one arm out the roof, and I didn't want to land on her because I don't know if you've noticed, but I am a couple of kilos heavier than the handbrake. I don't like admitting that, but so I was swinging my boots, and fortunately for once I was wearing steel caps because it's cold up here yesterday. I was swinging my boots trying to kick the windscreen out so I could get her out of the truck. I thought she was semi-trapped on this side. Turns out she's lying there, she's just fine. But she managed to get everything back in before the truck rolled over. Quick reactions. So I actually kicked that out with my boot, which is great because I thought maybe the turret had twisted a bit and that's what popped the windscreen. That's happened to me before, but I don't think so. So really, no major issues. There you go, hey? Nothing a dab of paint and a bit of hammer work won't fix. We might even get it back on the tracks by the Savo. Wouldn't that be cool?